Hello and welcome to Cleveland Classic Cinema. Today's movie is 1954's Jailbait, directed by Edward D. Wood, Jr.
Jailbait, the shocking story of boy-crazy girls and gun-crazy guys.
What makes you think you can get away with this?
Let us worry about that, Bud.
I'm through for the night, Mac. I'll be on my...
The most feared of our modern underworld. Men who hate the law and abuse even those they love.
So what's with him?
He shot his first cop.
Siren-screaming, bullet-blazing thriller, Jailbait.
Jailbait was Ed Wood's second feature film after his debut film Glen or Glenda. The original title of the film was The Hidden Face, which in the context of the story makes a lot more sense. The distributor wanted a more exploitative title, however, and so it was changed. Jailbait is pretty much a testimony to Ed Wood's ability to con people into giving him money to make a movie. In an interview with Psychotronic Video magazine, Timothy Farrell recalled, "On that picture, Ed Wood had posted a bond with the unions and we were supposed to start something like the next Monday. Well, we started this Monday, and somewhere around Tuesday or Wednesday, all of a sudden all of these people came walking onto the set. They were the business managers for the International Association locals, the Screen Actors Guild, cameramen and electricians, and everybody that was there got into this big brouhaha over the thing." At the time, Lyle Talbot was on the board of directors of SAG, and of course the guy from SAG was sort of upset to see him working there. I don't know how Ed conned him into letting him finish the day's work, but he did, and the day's work took us almost into the next day. We just kept going all night long. But I remembered that raid. I don't know why I should have been scared, but I was scared. But it didn't bother Ed. He talked his way out of it somehow. Herbert Rawlinson, who plays Dr. Boris Gregor, was born on November 15, 1885 in Brighton, East Sussex, England. He appeared in an incredible 375 movies over the course of his long career, none of which I've seen other than Jailbait. He was obviously a competent actor in spite of the lines he was given to read, although it strikes me odd that he didn't point out the egregious grammatical mistakes in his script to Wood. Maybe he was just too polite. His reaction at seeing his son dead in this film, though, is one of my favorite moments in the whole thing. One friend of mine laughed so hard at this that I made him a 15-minute loop tape of just that shot. He died of lung cancer on July 12, 1953, the day after he finished filming his scenes for this film, which I think may explain why his delivery is a little bit breathy. Timothy Farrell, who plays Vic Brady, was born on June 26, 1922 in Los Angeles, California. He appeared in 13 movies and is probably best remembered for his role as a psychiatrist in Glen or Glenda. He was also in Test Tube Babies, The Devil's Sleep, Pin Down Girl, Dance Hall Racket, and A Star is Born. He was also in Ed Wood's The Violent Years, a story about a teenage girl gang starring Jean Moorhead, who was Playboy's Miss October in 1956. Dolores Fuller, who plays Marilyn Gregor, was born Dolores Ebel in 1923 in South Bend, Indiana. She appeared in 20 movies and television shows. Her first role was as an extra in the motel scene in 1934's It Happened One Night. She met Ed Wood in the early 1950s when she attended a casting call with her friend Mona McKinnon, who appears in this movie as the ticket girl, and was his girlfriend when he made Jailbait. The largest role she had in her career was playing Barbara, a lovely, intelligent girl in Glen or Glenda, where she basically played herself and not too well at that. She takes umbrage at the way she was portrayed by Sarah Jessica Parker and Tim Burton's Ed Wood. In an interview with Psychotronic Video, she said, "It portrayed me as a young actress just out for anything I could get. Just the way she played my part, it was nothing like me. The writers did not portray our love and our working together and our trying to fulfill our dreams." After leaving film, she wrote songs for Elvis Presley. You can see what Dolores looks like today by renting Ed Wood Look Back at Angora. Lyle Talbot was born Lyle Hollywood Henderson on February 8, 1902 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He appeared in 280 films and TV shows in his career, starting with 1931's The Clyde Mystery, and became the president of SAG, as well as having appeared in many mainstream movies, including Champagne for Caesar with Vincent Price and Ronald Colman. Among the many other movies he appeared in were the 1949 serial Batman and Robin as Commissioner Gordon, and as Lex Luthor in 1950's Superman vs. the Atom Man. An accomplished character actor, he appeared in many 50s television shows, including I Married Joan and later Green Acres. A close friend of Ed Wood, he also appeared in Glen or Glenda as well as Plan 9 from Outer Space. Reminiscing in Nightmare of Ecstasy, the life and times of Edward D. Wood, Jr., he recalled, "We worked in one place on Sunset Boulevard at a motel that had a swimming pool. We were shooting around the pool, and his cameraman and the lighting guy had the damnedest equipment. It was just like little wire things with tin cans, literally. I heard his voice, 'Hey, Talbot, what the hell are you doing down there?' It was Jimmy Cagney. He was up on the second floor visiting some friends. I said, 'We're making a movie. Do you want to be in it?' He said, 'Sure.' And about the same time he was coming down, the motel manager appeared, yelling, 'Get the hell out of here!' And he was threatening to call the cops. Eddie hadn't asked permission to shoot there. Everybody just took off and he'd go find another location. But Eddie was always stealing shots like that." Lyle Talbot died on March 2nd, 1966 in San Francisco, California. Theodora Thurman, who plays the Mall, was a much-in-demand high-fashion model who was a cover girl for American and French Vogue. After appearing in Jailbait, she continued her print work and went on to work extensively in radio and television. Steve Reeves was born on January 21st, 1926 in Glasgow, Montana. He won the title of Mr. America in 1947 and Mr. Universe in 1950. He appeared in 20 films, his first being Jailbait, and he went on to become famous as a Hollywood muscle man, most notably in the Hercules series. He also appeared in the McKeast series, which were basically Hercules ripoffs, if you can imagine that. After retiring from films, he raised Morgan horses on his ranch outside of San Diego. Recalling working on Jailbait, he said, "It was a pleasure to work with a director like Ed Wood. He was patient and understood how to make new and inexperienced actors feel at ease and get the best performance out of them." Dolores Fuller remembered, "This was Steve Reeves' first picture. It took him 27 takes to tie a tie. And he'd sit there with the girls and eat his dried fruit and nuts while we were waiting. And he just enjoyed girl talk. He enjoyed it like he was one of the gals. Big, handsome, beautiful hunk of man. And we had some kissing scenes, and there was no chemistry. Usually when you get a hunk of man like that and you kiss him, it goes right through you. But with him, it didn't." Steve Reeves died of complications from lymphoma on May 1st, 2000 in Escondido, California. Clancy Malone, who played Don Gregor, made one film as far as I can tell from my research, and that was Jailbait. I think one was enough. Jailbait is a perfect example of an Ed Wood movie, and although it's incompetent as any of his other movies, like his other movies, it's still entertaining in a perverse way. The guy had heart, and there's no denying that. The only thing about it that drives me absolutely insane is the soundtrack, a piano and flamenco-like guitar duet lifted from 1953's Mesa of Lost Women. If you can ignore that, and good luck doing it, this is a relatively painless experience. One more thing, be forewarned. There's a very non-PC scene in this movie, a minstrel show clip that was lifted from Ron Orman's feature, Hello, Mr. Bones. I myself hate political correctness. I feel all it does is arm people looking for an axe to grind in addition to denying the history of this country and making a mockery of the First Amendment. At one time, everything that is now considered politically incorrect was an accepted part of our societal makeup, and denying that is not going to make it go away. If there is any chance that you will be offended by that scene, change the station now. And let me add that my opinions do not reflect the policy or beliefs of the station or its management. So right now, sit back, relax, and enjoy Jailbait, right here on Cleveland Classics Cinema.